Moving on to tissue damage strategies, and cryotherapy is really just the use of ice to help the athlete recover. Now, basically, what it is local or general use of low temperature to remove heat from a body part, and its main purpose is to decrease pain and inflammation and promote vasoconstriction, which can help prevent the buildup of waste products and control blood flow. So, the most basic type of cryotherapy is the use of an ice pack applied to an injured area to lead to vasoconstriction and then reducing swelling and inflammation and so on. Cryogenic chamber therapy is a little more complex, where an athlete is placed in a cryogenic chamber, which just means a chamber that is filled with liquid nitrogen to a really, really low temperature. And the athlete is placed in there for a short period of time, and the intense cold is meant to reduce inflammation and control pain. Cold water immersion is another example, and it's basically the use of ice baths. And athletes use these a lot afterwards because the benefits are that they can immerse their whole body in the water a lot of the time, and this can be beneficial because the athlete can really target the ice or the cold temperature to the parts of the body that need it most. And they may actually use it as a contrast bath where they'll stay in the cold water for a period of time, then get out, and then go back in again, and so on. And the main purpose, again, is to reduce swelling and control inflammation. And if this is managed, it can help the athlete to recover a little bit more quickly. Moving on to psychological strategies, and the focus is on relaxation. Relaxation is important because athletes, after they compete, they can be highly aroused, which means that their body is really activated and all their muscles are ready. And following that activity, it's important that they're able to come down again and return to their normal level of functioning. Relaxation skills generally reduce tension and arousal. They can re-energize the athlete, could involve reading a book, listening to music, watching television. And there are a number of strategies such as meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, and so on. And the athlete may use a variety of these that are relevant to them. So meditation really is just a way of trying to control that parasympathetic nervous system, which really is responsible for calming the body down by reducing noise, stimulation to the brain. Progressive muscle relaxation is another strategy that is often used by athletes, and it simply involves tightening and then relaxing certain muscle groups, and it's often done at the end of training, or it could be done before bed just to bring the body back to its normal level of functioning. And it can reduce muscle tension as well, and it could be done as part of a large group. So you could imagine a football team using this strategy to help them to calm down. Some other strategies used for relaxation by athletes include imagery and visualization, breathing exercises, flotation tanks, and of course rest and sleep, which is extremely important. 7 to 9 hours of sleep is ideal, and it's often seen to be the most important recovery strategy along with cool down, because the body needs to regenerate after intense exercise, and it's often believed that during sleep the body's able to regenerate and restore itself and repair. So sleep is extremely important, and debriefing after an event is also important because an athlete, particularly after a bad performance, can be very, very anxious and very worried, and so debriefing can help them to make sense of their performance and help them to move on and set goals for the future, away from the hype of the dressing room or the crowd or the game itself. It's important to link back to your syllabus Learn To statement. It's important that you're able to determine the main features of those recovery strategies and the proposed benefits to performance. But it's also important for you to be able to link to different sports and be able to make a relationship between, for example, cool down and a sport like soccer, and why it would be beneficial for a sport like soccer. It's important to make a link to recovery strategies like massage, and when it would be useful for a rugby league player to receive a massage. Should they receive a massage straight after their game, or should they receive it maybe 3 or 4 days after? And which recovery strategy should be used first? Should they be using contrast baths where they use hot and cold, or should they be just using ice baths first? So it's important that you're able to make those judgments about these recovery strategies. Thank you very much for listening.